Hi everybody, welcome to Carmen, Katharine's Wreath. So our last tutorial, I showed you my power skill saw. It is similar to your rotary cutter, but it is a tool, and it is battery operated. It's rechargeable. You'll get a little light when it's time to recharge it. Plugs in the wall, and it's the same concept as your rotary cutter, but it is a manly tool. This is what the guys call a rotary cutter if you go in their shops. So we're adding tools. So same concept. So I used to cut everything with the wood burner. We're no longer doing that. You no longer need your scissors if you're going to use my little tool that I showed you. I was asked a couple questions about some other things because I showed you how to cut 10 pieces at once, but you can cut up to 15 is what I got. I do not have the space for it. The only thing I did show everybody was the jute, but we're going to go over all the little basics on this. And I'm just going to cut stuff, and I'm going to introduce a new tool to you. Before I do that, I do want to tell you that I am working on making, I know it looks hideous, but it is out of your wire hangers. You can buy 20 wire hangers for $3 on Amazon Prime. And you can make your own wreath form. If you have looked for like the witch's hat, the only thing that comes similar to this is the Christmas tree, and it's a flat like triangle to make it. So I'm working on this, and I'll have a tutorial on this, on how to form it and how to make your witch hat. But I want to put this up. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so with your rotary cutter, I asked for a close-up, so my husband is going to do a close-up. We are going to cut right here 5 pieces at once. Please make sure that this is seated on your, with your rocks. And what I noticed is, so I went ahead and I got the shelf liner and put on here. If this is on there, it's not slick enough to use this. So you can use your cutting board. This is a plastic workstation I have, which is slippery enough for this. Your cutting board that you use for your crafts. Plexiglass on top of it like I normally do. Or you can use your my new measuring mat that's kind of slick. So you just want something that's a little bit slippery. You can use a tablecloth, anything. You don't want it to be something that stops it from going, because that, once it hits, it kind of jams it and it doesn't want to move. So you don't need to use your mask anymore either. The only time you want to use your mask is when you're applying your adhesive spray. So with this is what I found. I don't get any fraying. You can cut up to 15 pieces at a time, but afterwards you still want to protect your mesh. Your options are, you can spray it with your craft bond. They sell this at Walmart, your Elmer's. My favorite is your crayon adhesive. You can do that after you're done cutting it, before you apply it, or you can do everything afterwards. But if you store your mesh, the friction will make it fray, so you want to put something on it. You can use hairspray. For those of you that have breathing problems, you can get the mist hairspray that is odorless, and you can use that. So that kind of helps it. This is, you know, just because it cuts and there's no fray does not mean from friction you're not going to get fray. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm this miracle worker and there's just not going to be no fray, because that makes no sense. Like pantyhose, it frays. So this is your power skill saw, rotary cutter I call it. Okay, so you can buy this. It's a screwdriver with cutter attachments made by Skill. You can buy it at Walmart. So you're going to look for palm size, battery operated screwdriver with cutter attachment. They still make it. It's just a new version of it. This is an older tool. Or you can get the zip
Zip Snip.
Zip Snip at Home Depot. It's the same thing. It's just a different brand. So Skill is a great brand. You want to make sure that you have your little paintbrush handy. You do need to clean it. You get little fibers in there. So this is self-sharpening. However, you need to dust it off. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. My husband's going to do a close-up. You're going to want your rocks on it, seated. You hold both buttons at the same time. I'm going to do it right at the 10. Now, as you move it through, see, you put your fabric right there. As it moves through, it kind of feeds it on its own. So gently go all the way down. See that? And like I said, you're still going to get, you know, little strays here or there, but that's with any tool you use. That's awesome. So I did 15 at once before. We're just doing 5. I don't want to waste my fabric. Like I said, you still need to do your preventative measures. This is not a miracle worker. However, what takes me 4 hours to cut, you can do in less than 10 minutes. The better you get at this, the faster it is. Again, right at the 10 mark, and see how you get the little fibers in. Me, I am I'm almost like have COD. I like to make sure everything works. I don't want to rebuy things. So you're going to put it underneath, 2 hands at once. 2 fingers at once, sorry. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No fray, 5 pieces at once. Do it one more time, and then we're going to move on to our other material. Okay? So again, like I said, you want it to be a little bit slick, or you're not going to be able to move this either. This is like a really quick way of doing it. It's slippery, so everything moves with me as I move my product. If you don't, it's going to stop. So make sure it's a little bit slippery. So it's almost like if you're walking and you slip with your heels because it's wet, the same type of concept. So hold it. Try to put everything on top because it just makes it a little more difficult if you have to keep moving the fabric around. So 2 fingers at once on both buttons. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? This is like the best thing since sliced bread. This is your 5 pieces, no fray. So like I said, you do want to, what I find I do is, I don't like to really store this. I like to cut it as I'm using it. Because like I said, friction, it does fray. So I cut my product as I need it. I try not to store this. Alright, so I pre-cut everything I needed for my flower, so we're just going to put all this up, and then I'm going to move on to our next product. Okay, our next thing is, you can get these plastic mats at the Dollar Tree. Now, not every Dollar Tree has these in stock, so you can go online and buy, I think there is 36 to a box, and there's 36 in them. But this is your home collection. They're $1. And it's 15 by 15 inch. This actually covers up to 22-inch work frame to cover the back of it. So we're going to show you how I cut that. So I cut it last time. I just don't like wasting things, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And I want it to be, I'm going to cut around it. 1, 2, 2. So here we go. 2 hands. There. Now, I did show everybody how to use this on like a wooden box, which is fine, whatever you guys prefer, but and that one I did already, so here we go. I just didn't want to get it too short. I think I have a little more. I do. Which is fine. Everyone gets what I'm doing, so this is fine. So, just go around it, make sure that it's where you want it to be on the back of your work frame. And like I said before, this is really not hard. Just cut it a little bit bigger than what you want until you get the hang of it. So anyway, see how it leaves little particles? Anything it cuts, it's going to leave that there. So that's why I said you want to clean this. See? Your little fiber particles. You just clean it and wipe it all off. Make sure it's all out of there. So you clean it, it sharpens it for you. See in the back? And if you don't clean it, it's not going to be that, it's not going to cut your fabric the way you want it. So see how this is right here? All we're going to do now is, and I love this little trick. So this one I got from the Dollar Tree. It's a hole puncher. This one my husband gave me. Either one works. All you want to do is you want to measure it to where you're going to put it, your zip ties. And you are just going to, this is probably not, there we go. Look at that. There's your little hole. Let's do it one more time. And this was a Dollar Tree one, and it works just as good. Actually, I had a little trouble with that one. That's why I went and bought another one. Look, how awesome is that? And you can apply it with your zip ties on the back. And I'm going to use this one for today. So I'm going to put her, he, she, her, it over here. So that was that. So we are going to use our plastic canvas in the center for our moonflower that we're going to be doing today. And again, you're going to cut it with this. This is easy plastic canvas. And honestly, you're going to probably want to mark it with your marker. I think this is going to be too big. Yeah, you're going to want to mark this. There we go. And it takes a minute to get the hang of it. So you're going to mark that because we're going to use it. Now, you can use it a little bit big because we can push it down to fit on this, and that's perfectly fine. It's whatever you guys prefer. I'm probably going to trim this up a little bit before I put it on a little bit. But I'm just showing you the basics. So we have jute. This is your jute. And you can use more than one. You can use burlap, jute, any of that. So I'm going to just take, I just want to show everybody. I'm not, you know, I'm not going to do a big production on it. I just want to show you guys the basics. Lots of people were asking. There's your burlap. There's your jute. Another piece of burlap. Remember, so these particles definitely get caught in that, and I'm just stressing to everybody, please clean it. So we'll do the ribbon in a minute. So this is going to be real easy. I don't have any particular size I want to cut it. I'm just showing you. So here we go. Here's your jute. There we go. See that? How neat is that? Nice little trick there. Listen, guys, I can't cut it all because it does cost money and I don't want to waste my material. So I'm just showing everybody the basics. As you see, I don't charge for my tutorials, so I can't afford to do everything on here. So this is your ribbon that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Just wanted to show everybody. So you can measure off what you want. And most of us know that we use about 10 inches when we do our little ribbon wreaths. So here we go. We're going to go right at the 10, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces. That's pretty cool because this has wire in it, and look at beautiful, 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 beautiful cut. Okay, we're going to put this up. This is going on the witch hat that I'm doing. So I am going to use this. I'm not throwing it away, but I don't like to store things up and get it ruined. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this off. Oh, so you're going to cut You're going to cut your 2 rolls of your white. I have 1 roll of off-white, 1 roll of white. And then I have my white and pink, and I'm going to show you all the folds in just a second. I just need to clear off my workspace. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cleared it off, and then I put some of the mesh that we're going to make our folds with today. You are going to want to cut your pipe cleaners in half too. So with this little gadget that I was showing you with the power rotary cutter, I should say power skill cutter or whatever you want to cut it. It's got the cutter. So the new one has the cutter attachment. It is battery operated, palm size screwdriver with cutter attachment. What you do want to do, and I'm going to just stress this because we're using fabric, and it will get in there and it will go around the blade. So you want to make sure you clean this. Every now and then you're going to hear, it'll be a little rickety. You'll hear it or you'll see it. Then you need to make sure you do not turn this on when you clean it because you can cut your fingers off. Have your husband, or if you feel that you can do it, you can take a screwdriver, take this off, and clean behind the blade. Get all the fibers out, okay? It's really important that you know this because you're going to think that it breaks and it's not broken. It's just fiber getting caught in it. I cleaned it. I took the blade off. I've been using this for 3 weeks. We didn't want to leak it out, but I've been using it for 3 weeks, and we just now cleaned it off. So it does go through a lot before you have to do that, but really check it if you make a lot of wreaths. So, and clean it with your paintbrush. So we're doing 3 different folds today, and we are making our moonflower. From the picture that I saw, the ends of it have a little pink in it, so I put the pink on it to highlight it. You need your 10-inch work frame, 3-ring. You're going to need your plastic canvas to attach it on. We're going to need our plastic mat to put on the back. You're going to need your pipe cleaners, cut them in half. So for the, I guess you would call it the leaf part, we're going to do the 2-toned I taught everybody how to do before. It's the 3D method. You're just going to, it's like just crossing the bellies over, and then you're going to take it and just, it's the spearing method. That's all we're doing. And you're going to pull it on each end. Fold it in half. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to my channel, I made the Central American water lily, and I showed everybody how to do the 3D method. Okay, and then you're just going to pull it as tight as you can, and you're going to twist it, and just twist it once. That's it. Just one little twist. If you can do a half a twist and hold on to it, then do that. Trim your little ends as you go. With any type of method, there is no such thing as something not fraying. This doesn't really fray, it just leaves little loose pieces, like the cut. It's just once in a while I see it, and I just want to cut it, but I do that with everything. So you're going to go ahead, and I believe that I did, I put them in bunches when we're getting ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do 10 just to be on the safe side, and we're going to do one more. So there's 4 little bars, so we'll probably do, that's why I did 8, but if you want to add extra, you can. So again, this is a 3D method. You're just overlapping one color with another. You're crossing it on the bellies, and then we're rolling it. So a lot of people call it spearing with the 3D method. And again, you're going to fold it in half. This is how we're forming our little leaves. Now this is a moonflower, so it doesn't look like anything I've done before. I've only seen pictures of it. So I'm going by a picture I saw, and it had a little bit of pink in it. So it's kind of, I'm doing like a fairy tale style of the moonflower. So go ahead and do 10 of these. So you're not going to use a whole roll of, so that's the 2-tone pink that I got from Paper Mart. It's pink with gold. It's not the hot pink, it's just the regular pink and gold 2-tone that I got from them. Okay, and then we have our off-white and white that I got from Paper Mart. When I run low on my materials from Paper Mart, I go to craftoutlet.com. So it's papermart.com or craftoutlet.com. Those are the two people that I use for my mesh. Okay, so most of the time I do shop at both places because sometimes they run out on both of them. So we're going to do another part of the leaves. This also goes with the leaves. So that's why I only had 8, because I do the wild part and then you have this part that goes with it. And you'll see as I form it. So again, it's going to be your white and your off-white. We're crossing the bellies. No, I didn't cross it. Tip to tip. Scrunch in. Fold up. Please shape it. This is going to be your wild looking leaves that go on it. This is the leaf part. This is not the body part. So again, trim it. This one for some reason has a little more on it, so just trim it. But normally I don't get that. This must have been one I was storing up. So just trim it. And like I said, make sure you clean your blade or it's not going to cut like it should. So if the blade is not cleaned, then it's going to have trouble sharpening. So please clean your blades. So again, over. So touch the tips of the noses in the center. We're not, you're not twisting it like I did the 3D method. This is your other leaf part. And you will see there's 2 little strings. We just cleaned our, I just took apart the machine and I saw the stuff in it, so that's why I brought that up. The tool, let me rephrase that. So pull it and twist. These are all the leaf parts. So you need at least 8 of the pink and white, and then you're going to need at least 8 of the wild leaf parts. So now let's go to the petals. The petals are going to be your double single, and don't know how many I'm going to do. You need at least 2 rolls. So we're doing a 3 ring. You're going to need at least 8 here and 8 here. I would probably do 24 to be on the safe side. If you watch it all the way through, you'll see how much we need, and I'll go over that again. So this one, you're actually going to go corner to corner in, pull it in, twist up, form your petals. And you want to do what I call tucking your petal in after you put your, and again, like I said, you get fray on it. It's not fray, it's like little strings. Like you cut something and there's a string, but you see it even when I do the wood burner to get that. So again, you pull it, twist it. You may not, if you can get away with doing half a twist, do half a twist. Pull your petals together. Everything is tucked in it. So listen, y'all, the tutorials are free. However, the only way that I can afford to pay for this is if you watch the intro ad at the beginning. Please don't forward through me, because then I'm doing this for nothing and we're on a budget just like y'all are. So if you watch the ad at the beginning, I get 35 cents every time somebody watches that ad. It's at the very beginning of my tutorial, before you see my tutorial. If you fast forward or skip it after 3 seconds, I don't get paid a penny. Okay, so people charge for their tutorials because they're not getting paid for their ads. So if you watch it, and it's 30 seconds, watch the ad, I get 35 cents for it, 35 cents and under. And then I get paid. And I can afford to make all these tutorials and keep them free for all of you guys to watch. So please watch the ads. Okay, thank you. So again, this is a double single, corner to corner, pull in, twist, up, it's your half a twist. And if you guys have made flowers before, we all know what our the old school single petal is. we're just doing a double single. Pull it and twist. You want to push your petal inside the other petal and form that pretty petal for our flowers, okay? So at least 24 of these, and I'll do one more so we can show you. And this is 2 pieces, corner to corner, pull in, and we don't overlap the corner with these. It's corner to corner, you're touching the noses. As you go, if you see a little string that's loose, what do I say in all my tutorials? Always trim it, because you can get a snag in your pantyhose and it can run. We don't want that. So I trim on any method I use. There we go. Pretty. These are your petals. At least 24. Okay, so I have went ahead and cut this because I'm trying, the center is going to be our hardest part. So I'm going to move all this over here. So I've already done everything I need. I'm going to leave out some of it in case we need more product than I calculated inside my brain. So I went ahead and, so what I do, I used to do the rubber band method and hold all the material together. And that can sometimes get caught, and also it can ruin the fabric. So what I started doing is I started putting them in bunches before I make this for you guys. And I just take a regular pipe cleaner and a whole pipe cleaner, and I just go around the very edges of it, the bottom part, and I pull it tight and hold it together. And that keeps it from ruining the fabric. All right. So we're going to put this to the side. We're going to get back to this after we get our center done. So I will see you in just a minute because we're going to start our centers, okay? Okay, everybody. We need, you can buy this at the Dollar Tree. It's almost 4-inch little styrofoam thing that I use for my pollen. You're going to need your 6-inch foam disc. You're going to need what's called a hole puncher?
Saw.
A hole saw, sorry. A hole saw to cut a hole in the center of this. Now I'm going to give this to my husband to cut it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, my husband is cutting it for me. Puts a hole in your disc. Okay, so now we're going to just put this piece of foam on top of the other one, and you're just going to trace around it because we're going to have to dig this out. So, and don't worry about if it's not perfect because we paint over it too. So what I do is, this will be the last part I do. I want to get this done first. So we're going to use the insides on top of that too. So let's cut this up. We're going to start the pollen first, and then we'll put this on, and I'll cut that out. So with our pollen, I got these from the Dollar Tree. This is Baby's Breath. This is their fluffy Baby's Breath. Same thing at Walmart. This one I got at Walmart. So you're just going to need, so the one I got at Walmart is a much more fuller. It's $3 for that amount. I went and bought 4 of them, $1 a piece at Dollar Tree. And you actually, it took 4 when you could pay $3 at Walmart. That's what I noticed. But you're going to want to go ahead and rip this off. Sorry, I should have done this already. But you want to rip this off. We're going to take all the leaves off because we're not using the leaves for the pollen on this. So you're going to take your wire cutters. And the one thing I noticed that I like better about this one than the one I got from Walmart is the leaves aren't all the way up. They're just at the bottom, so that kind of makes it easier to get this all done. So you're just going to trim it up. So you want to get a nice size starfish to go on top as well. So People saw this and thought I plastered it. I did not. This is all about foam and paint and the illusion. It's a cute little trick that I found. So just go ahead and get all of it done. Now you're going to want to make the stem a little bit thick. So I'll show you how to do that. We're just going to use our pipe cleaners. And we're going to use our floral tape. It's not hard at all to do. And of course paint and glue and all that. So if it's not thick enough, what I used with the other one is I used one of these, I used the bottom of it. But this looks like it's going to be just fine without it. So we're just going to cut this. I usually, there's no like any big method that we're doing. We're just doing something that I had to try to figure out something easy to do for everybody. So it's something that Eclipse is coming up. I believe it's Monday. So I've had this planned, and I thought this would be a cute little tutorial to do, knowing that we have the eclipse coming out. So it's called the Moonflower. So what I do is you're going to put them together, and you want them to go up and around. I take probably, so see how big that is? And this goes inside that. So you're going to take, and I believe I put it all the way up, your pipe cleaner, and you want to make that stem nice and sturdy on there too. So we're not going to tape it yet. Hot glue it. We are going to tape it once we get it the way you want it. There is no right or wrong. This is just something I came up with that I loved. I absolutely found that flower online. It's beautiful. So as you start to form it, and you need some on top because that's how we get the starfish up there to stay on the top of it. You have to have a sturdy end, otherwise this isn't going to stay. It's going to fall right off. So you have to have the pipe cleaners or it's not going to work. So I just want everyone to know that, because a lot of people are going to say, well, I could just do it without. No, you can't. Got to have something sturdy up there. So go ahead and start taking your floral tape. And you're just going to start, just like I showed everybody how to make a bouquet on my rose. I believe, was it my rose? I think it was my rose. But I made a big, huge bouquet. Nope, that was my Christmas carnation. I made a pretty bouquet. Beautiful bouquet. But we're doing the same type of method. So you're just taking, I used washi tape. This we're using your floral tape on. So you want to add as you're going. So see how it's starting to get sturdy down there? And we're just going to keep adding. Now with the moonflower, I noticed it kind of goes, it's longer. So you want to make that pollen long, okay? So, and try to get it even on all sides. So I'm going to keep that to put on the top. I did put one on the top just to give it a little extra. So go ahead and, so as you start to fill it up, you're going to keep applying your floral tape on it. We paint over this so you do not see this, just so everyone knows. I'm going to cut this. And it's okay if it starts to come off because we do glue it as well. So this is to hold it on. You're making your little stem. So everything has to be held on some way as we're forming this. So we're just going to go all the way around. Please double check, turn it around. Make sure you get this applied so all the way around you see the pretty pollen. This is a lot of fun. It's not a quick flower. This is a little different. but I try to make it as quick as possible. Okay, so go ahead and that's pretty good actually. So we're going to go ahead and get this. Don't want it bunching, but you can't get it after that. So go all the way up and around. I also put some in between. You just don't see it because it's all I paint. We're going to paint it. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, just different type of flower. I'm trying to do something that's not a common flower for everyone. So go ahead, just pull it down a little bit. Just you want to get this on there, but you don't want to ruin the pretty baby's breath either. You just want the center of it real nice and sturdy so it can hold it. So that holds it together too. So you can do just the center of it. Remember, you don't see this. It's an illusion. We make an illusion. That's what we're doing, kind of like magic. It's an illusion. So go ahead. Now, this is where your hot glue comes into play. So you're going to take the little pieces that I left out. And this is okay too. And have that until we get it all hot glued on there. Trim that little part right there. So you're going to start. Please be careful. I do have my little things in there. I'm going to put them on in a second. I'm one that has to feel everything for some reason. So you can buy these little protective things so your fingers don't get burned. I would recommend it. Most of you crafters have it when you're working with hot glue, so definitely recommend getting some. And one of my friends told me, actually on YouTube you'll see her, she looked it up because I'm allergic to latex. These are latex free, so they do sell them. You can get latex free and it is worth it. So at the very top, you're just going to bend it just a little bit. Now remember, we've painted too, so you don't see any of this. None of it. So now we're going to take little pieces and you're just going to put it in. It's like a little puzzle piece. We're going to add it in your little gaps. So, it's a little gap there. I'm going to just put a little piece there. Oops, sorry about that. Just put it in there. It's really cool because you can do any type of pollen. You just gotta. This came to me in the middle of the night. I actually dreamt about it. I saw it online because I like researching my flowers. Flowers give me a lot of joy. You know, when you're sick, you try to find joy out of everything, and flowers was the one thing that helped me through a period of my life when I was really sick. So, I love flowers. So I'm just going to go in there. See how pretty that's starting to get? So we probably want all the sides look pretty good. So we're going to push her in. There we go. There we go. She looks pretty. So now this is the hard part. Don't worry about this coming apart because you're going to see what I'm going to do now. So now, paint it when you're done, okay? And you're going to use the pieces of the foam to put around it. And we're going to stick this straight through. So you're going to want to put your little hole in there. Dig it out with your, so you can use a pair of scissors, anything, just want to put a nice little hole in there and stick it in. And then we glue it, and that makes it sturdy so it doesn't fall out. You're probably thinking, oh, it's going to fall out. No, it's not. The glue keeps it in. Everything is glued and painted, so it keeps it nice and inside. Remember, one side is going to be thicker than the other. So there we go. So now we're going to just go ahead and you want to keep this foam. So this is how we get it. It looks like when it's on the flower, it looks like part of your little pollen fell out. So try to make this as realistic as possible. So what you can do, let me take these off. It's getting a little slippery. What you can do, because I have the purple on the side, as you cut it, you can flip it over, because if you're afraid you're not going to be able to cut it up, cover it up with the paint. So I'm kind of like chunking it out. I'm not really sawing it. So you just want to get it to where it goes inside. So I'll work on that. So in the meantime, we will get back to that. You do want to put this in. So this all goes on your reframe, so it'll be attached to it. There we go. So I folded the ends up, makes it nice and snug, and gets it sturdy, so you don't have to worry. Basically, you're almost planting a pot. So think of it as putting flowers in a pot. So now all you're going to do is you're going to take your glue gun. And this does take a while to dry, so that's why I jumped to this before we put the petals together and stuff. You want this to dry for you. So go ahead and apply this. I'll see you in a sec. I'm going to cut this out, and then we're going to put this in and glue it, and then we're going to paint it. The starfish will be your last thing to put on. Okay, so I'll see you in a couple seconds. Okay, so you're gonna cut it out, dig it out. You can, just one time you're gonna cut it, because you're gonna want to have enough room to put it over it. Otherwise, because if you notice, this is bigger at the bottom than it is the top. So what I tried to do was go and do different flowers. This flower is a little bit smaller. This one came from Walmart. They're both baby's breath. This just happened to be the Dollar Tree's baby's breath, okay? So there is a slight difference in your pollen. I like the smaller one. Like I said, it was $3 for just as much, and I spent $4 to get that. So it's whatever you prefer. So you are going to want to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue where you see fit. Because remember, this has to be sturdy for it. So what you're going to do now is we are going to glue the bottom of it. You want to glue this. So what I did again is you can take your floral, or you can take some of this tape. This is your washi tape. And you don't see this, and I actually take it off after it dries. If I could find a little. Okay, where am I? Here it is. There we go. And you take it and you're going to apply it around it to keep it nice and tight as the glue dries. It's got to be tight, okay? So all this is, and it does not have to be perfect. It comes off once it's dry. So we're just fitting one piece of foam into the other. Sorry about that. And you're holding it together. So And you don't need a lot of this. This kind of keeps it really good. So if you can afford to get this tape, it's a little more expensive. Paper Mart has a great selection on it though. But if you're going to go get it at Walmart, it's almost like $3 or $4 just for a little thing of it. So, alright, so now you're going to take your glue gun. Sorry, it's like it snowed in here. Your crafter, we're always cleaning. Always. Always, always, always. So, just go around it. Now, this glue gun is from Lowe's. And as you can probably hear it popping, nice and hot. This is very hot. I have gotten burns on me. I've told y'all before if you watched any of my other videos. It's hot and really burned. All the way down to the bone burned. So what I do is see it's going to melt down and your phone's going to melt down with it. So we're layering our glue. You're going to want that to dry and then you're going to want to go in and do another layer. Okay? So we want that to dry. And again, around the center too. So we're layering the glue in it. And it becomes hard and stiffened as it dries. And that's what's going to hold it together. And it holds it together really well. So once you're done with this, then you're going to I take white paint, just plain white paint. I actually like more of a matte finish, so it's not so bright. And I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to put it into your little paint things. These I got at the Dollar Tree too. Thank you guys for telling me about the Dollar Tree. I would never thought about it, by the way. So I'm just going to take a little bit. This is my paint section. As you can see, I have all colors of paint. So I have plexiglass over a lid here, so it keeps my table protected. And with the plexiglass, glue can go on it and everything comes off of it. So it's a nice little trick. So you're just going to go over this and you want to cover this. I'm not going to do, it takes a little while, so I don't want to, I want to get to the flower, the rest of the flower. So you're going to go in between it. Go in between all of them. Paint that stem. See, remember I said you're not going to see the paper or the tape? You're not. You're going to go in between it. Now, I did not paint the stem part where the flower is. I just painted the thick part of the stem that holds it together and in between it to cover the tape up that I put in there. So you're just going to go in between and just paint it. Now, it's going to take a couple coats of paint to get it nice and white. So just go through it. So when this is done, you're going to take the tape off, and you do want to do another coat of glue. You're going to take your pieces of foam, you're going to take pieces of it that you've cut out, and we're going to put it around it to cover it up. So you're just going to go around that glue all the way around, and you're going to cover that up. And you're going to glue it, put it on there all the way. That's why it looks like that. And then you're going to tape around it. And it will be nice and sturdy to apply on your plastic canvas. Then when you're done with all this would take too long if I did everything all at once. So I'm trying to show everybody a way to do this without taking forever. So then you're going to take your starfish, and I use the upside down. You're going to take the belly of the starfish, and you're going to put your glue on it, and you're going to hold it. And I did mine at an angle. You're just going to glue it on and hold it. And that's why we have your pipe cleaners there. It holds it on nice and pretty. And it does not take a lot at all. And that's how you make the center of your moonflower. So we are going to go ahead and I am going to clear this off, and then we're going to go put it together. See you in a few secs. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our flower together. So we're going to, because of the starfish and it's delicate, I do not want to put my petals and all that together with the center in. So we are going to do it without. Just imagine this is our center. Imagine it's around it, okay? So you're going to measure it around that. So we are going to go and do this. So I went ahead and put a plastic canvas on. However, you do not. You can do it the other way I showed you guys how, with the floor, with the wires, one on each side, and then you can tie it on to the bar with the floral wire. Okay, so now that is a little bit bigger, taller than the flower, but from the research I saw, when it actually blooms, it looks like it's all the same height, but the center is just a little bit bigger. So go ahead and start applying all of your flower petals. So we're going to go around each one, and don't worry about the mess, because remember, I covered the backs of everything, so I'm not going to worry about it. We cut 24, so I do want to put one around the base of the flower. So even though there's 3 wires, we're going to put one right in front of where you put your first flower petal. So you're just going to do it like this, and try to make it as close as possible. And that gives you something to attach everything to as you're going. And you want to go up with it. Okay, and this is a fairy tale moonflower, so it's not going to be exactly like it, but I try to make it as close as possible. So go one in between. Now, I made 24, but I have extras in case I need it. Like I show everybody with the daffodil. Same concept if you want to cover in the little holes, but it kind of fills up on its own. It's not bad at all. So again, one right in front of it on the plastic canvas. So as close as possible. And with anything, remember, as you're working with your mesh, friction causes fray. So if you have any, you just trim it off. That's all. We do our preventative measures. Now, like I was trying to tell everybody, so when you use the wood burner, it kind of melts it. I have that god-awful smell to it too. So what you can do is you can take your unscented hairspray, and you can use that on your fabric as you're cutting it, and that will cut down on the fray almost all together. So because it's like an adhesive, it's the same thing as adhesive. It keeps it kind of glued together, so it does the trick for you. As you can see, I did some of these. They are off-white and white. The picture I saw was not, it looks a little off-white to me, so I mixed the 2 colors together. You have off-white and white together. So as it goes on, it will blend together. Right? So I was like, okay, this doesn't look white, but it looks like an off. So in different pictures, it looks white. In other pictures, it looks like a little, just a tad bit off-white. So go ahead and fill up. Do 2 rolls, one right in front and one on your bar. And I will see you in a minute, in a few seconds, as we go to our next bar down before we apply our leaves on it. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied the last row of your petals for the flower. If you have any type of mist or something that's kind of like hairspray, I would spray it on it just to give it that protective coat as you're working with it. If you have a health problem, you can do it outside with your mask and just wait until the end and do your coat. Remember, trim as you go. I tell you on everything we do. So as you put on your second bar in, you're going to want to bunch up. And this is the same method I do on my daffodil, on my rose, on the tulip. The most recent one was the tulip. I don't know where I put her. So you're going to just, as you put them in there, you're going to bunch them together. So it almost looks like a white rose, but it forms when you're done. So what I saw online when I saw the flower was, looked like it had like a pink and white, like a little bit of pink to it. I mean, it's not as bright as what I have it, but that's what I saw. So I went ahead, as I said earlier when we were making it, and I did the 3D method on this. So it's kind of cool. So you're just going to go through. Now you're going to go through all of it, and you're going to add your leaves that I showed you how to do in between it, or you can even do it right next to it. You're going to make it as wild looking as possible. And like I said before, trim those little boogers off if you have a little stray hair there. It's like a stray hair, yeah, kind of. So, and even with the wood burner and rotary cutter, we always get some kind of fray. So like I said, it's nothing, it's not a fray, it's like a loose string, right? It's like a string, not a fray. So go ahead and apply this all the way around. And I don't know if we're going to do the double or not. So we have this, but you can actually put one like right on it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that yet or not. As I fill it up, I'll let you know, but I'll see you in a few seconds. We're going to put our pollen on and finish this one off. So see you in a few seconds. Okay, so you have a choice. You can staple your center in. That's what I did. Or you can glue it in with the hot glue. I stapled it. It was just, it's faster and easier for me. I used the staple gun. I did this about 5 weeks ago in one of my first tutorials. I used the staple gun. You can hot glue it, staple gun it. You cannot put your floral wire in there. Your floral picks. I have some, I'll show you. The only way you can use those, kind of like T-pins. Pins, I'm trying to find them. You can put pins in here, but you're going to have to not put your pollen around it until afterwards to cover it up. So I prefer to staple it or hot glue it. So then you're going to take your ribbon, and listen, you form it after it's all put together. Just be very careful with this, okay? Because you can't cover the back until the center's in. So you want to, and this is a fairy tale moonflower, just so everybody knows. I try to do it exactly like it. But the center is a little bit bigger unless it's in full bloom. If the angle that you look at it, it looks like it's not. The pollen pops up and it spreads apart. So it depends on what time of night it comes out too. So go ahead and put your ribbon on. And then you're going to want to put your back, and like I showed you at the beginning, we hole punched it. And this is what holds everything in, so make sure it's nice and tight. And you don't have to do this exact back. You can do anything you want. You use your felt, like I showed before. Felt, everything can be cut with that cutter, so it's really cool. So I am just going to put this on, and then we're going to adjust the center. So I used 4 of my pink and white and 4 of the other leaves. You can do more than that. You can do how many you want. This should be your flower, so do as many as you want. It doesn't have a lot. The leaves on this, it's not really like the leaves from the picture I saw. They're just, there's not a lot of them. Very few. So just go ahead and put this, and the backing I got from the Dollar Tree, like I showed you before. I kind of want to do this. Here, we're going to go through here. So, and I showed you how to use the hole puncher. So make this as tight as possible on here. It's really easy. It's not hard at all. And you don't, so this back, I use a hole puncher, but you don't really need it. You can go through the plastic backing too. It just makes it easier when you see the holes to tighten it down. And it makes it tighter on your mesh on it too. So you can use foam, you can use felt, you can use this type of backing, whatever you prefer. It's your wreath, so make it about you. What I do suggest is once this is stable and on, I would put your business card on the back. Again, you can staple that on too. You can staple it. I laminate mine. So I laminate my business cards. I put them on the back of the wreaths. And that way if they're gifted to somebody and they want a wreath, your information's all on there and everybody knows it's your design. So mine always has my business card on it. So I kind of put one underneath it too on the foam as well. So just gonna all the way around. Make sure it's nice and tight. This one, because you don't have many leaves on it, I'm actually using more than what I normally would. Just want it nice and tight on there to keep the leaves in place. So I think that should be enough. So you go ahead and trim these up. The red matches the red. The backs you can get at the Dollar Tree. And just trim it off. Someone said they used to have a moonflower when they were younger. I'd love to see one in person. I only saw photographs, so I would get a better idea if I saw it. So again, trim it. Trim everything around because everything has a little bit on there. So when you spray this down, it foams, it will form it, it'll stay in place, so you won't have to worry about it. It keeps it from fraying. Like I said, there's no such thing as bulletproof from fraying. Form your petals into each other. Oh, she's pretty. I'm going to hang her up in a second. So, take her outside, wear your mask, spray her down, UV protectant, use the adhesive, spray first. Spray it, wait 20 minutes in between each spray, then you're going to spray it with your UV protectant. Do not spray them together, it will leave a foam on your pretty flower. So, I'm going to go ahead and just, you want to form the leaves, the flower petals. You want to form these because it's not a rose, it's a moonflower, and a moonflower is kind of a little more formed. So go ahead and play around with it, trim it. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll hang a picture up, you'll see it in a few seconds. Hung up, I got to move some of this around. Like, share, subscribe. Please watch my ads at the beginning of my tutorials. That's the only way we get paid. I'm trying to keep everything free. When I was at the Dollar Tree today, I found this, these are little fairy wings. Really cute. Guys, you can make a beautiful breast cancer wreath with this. So I thought that was really cute for only $1. Not bad at all. Okay, so the mesh I got at Paper Mart or Craft Outlet. I believe the off-white came from Paper Mart and the white came from Craft Outlet because they were out at Paper Mart. It's papermart.com or craftoutlet.com. The Wreath wire I got from Craft Outlet as well. The flowers you can get from Walmart or you can get them from Dollar Tree. You get your foam disc at Amazon online. I found the starfish at Craft Outlet as well. So when she's hanging up and she's dry, once I spray her down and she's dry, I really want to put this up on the wall. Oh, I just don't want to move him. I'm sorry. I didn't want to move my snowman yet. I like to put them in a different place first. Oh, that's another thing. When you store these, do not store them on the floor. Do not store them on top of stuff. It will fray. Put them in a box. You can make your own wreath boxes. And again, like, share, subscribe. I will. You want to form this up some. So as soon as I'm done and she's dry, after I spray her, I'll put her up on my page. And you'll see it at the very end of this tutorial. I do need to go spray her down and form her a little more. But like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in a couple days. We are going to do either the witch hat I have white and gold poinsettia, Christmas poinsettia. Is that how you say it? Poinsettia. I have a couple more. I have a bunch of stuff I'm working on. But please like, share, subscribe, watch the ads. I will see you in a couple days. Okay, everybody, so I didn't want to quite end it right there. I added, so there was 8 on here, and I went ahead and I added 4 more. So now there's 12. This is a moonflower in full bloom. That's why it's out. It's not in, it's out. So the picture y'all see on my Facebook, you're going to get confused. But this is full bloom. It butterflies out more. So that's a full bloom moonflower. So please spray it when you're done. And like, share, subscribe. I didn't want to end it there. I will see you guys in a couple days. Have a blessed night.